Hello everyone. I thought I'd make this little video this morning to sort of explain what is going on with me and my car collection, because I do concede it may have become a little bit confusing if you haven't been following closely, and it might seem like I'm not spending very much time with certain cars at all. Now, the first reason for this is the fact that most videos that you see on my channel will come out anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks after I film them. The reason I do this is that, as you know, at the moment I'm trying to put out 3 videos a week. When I had Laurie helping me out, I was only putting out 2 videos a week, and I want to keep this constant buffer zone of videos so that if anything goes wrong, if I'm unwell, or if, shoot is cancelled, or just, the weather turns really nasty, which it might any time, I've got content that can come out. So I don't want to be living so that I've only ever got one video kind of lined up and ready, and I'm just not a big enough channel to know that I can kind of summon up content and new cars and things whenever I can, and I don't really like making non-content where it can be avoided. But I know a lot of you have thought that this 130 has just kind of appeared and then disappeared like almost immediately. Well, that's not exactly true. Now, you'll probably all know that last year I sold my Evora and then replaced it with the supercharged E92 M3 track car, and I took my friend Charlie's 911 as part exchange. Now, the intention was always to sell that car, but selling it was proving a little bit difficult, and also I really love the car, so I was quite happy to drive around in it for a little bit and use it as an interesting daily and make some content for the channel with it. I then received an offer from someone to buy it, viewer of the channel, and so that was perfect because that freed up some money that I desperately needed to pay off a load of debts and things like that. So that went. I then wound up needing a new daily. I actually wound up with the little cheap £500 Mercedes that you saw on the channel kind of once, and then it vanished sort of nearly straight away. I don't own sort of any other cars beyond that, so Claire's Civic we had to sell, again, just to get some money in. She's not going to need it for a little while. So I then wound up just before Christmas with just the M3 on my driveway. Anything else you've seen that I might have owned, that had gone. The Subaru went. I can talk about that in another video if you really want, but I'm hoping that will be back on the channel at some point, because the guy that's got it now, I was in contact with him the other day. So my apologies also for the wind, but that's such is the nature of filming in the UK in winter. So I'd had just the M3 on the driveway, and I got this. Now, that all happened in the video where I picked this up. The difference is that you guys didn't see that, I think, until kind of after Christmas, I believe, or around then, whereas I actually picked the car up like a good week before Christmas. Loved having it, loved driving it, but a good friend of mine was constantly pestering me to have this off of me, and I've been on the lookout for Celica GT-Four for a long time, and I always said on the channel how much I really like them, and I just thought, you know what, I'm in a position where I could buy one and free up some money, but unfortunately I couldn't afford to have the Celica GT-Four and the 130, because the 130 is a little bit of a compromise. So, like it's good on fuel, but not great on fuel, and in England that does cost a lot of money. And because this was only going to go down the road to a fellow petrol head, I thought this is a brilliant opportunity to get me my dream car and show you guys some different and more interesting and unusual not BMW content on the channel, and also if you just still enjoy this. So I'm recording this today and I'm putting this out probably on a Friday, because I'm going to follow this with 2 videos that were shot before this car I had agreed to sell it, because I had gone. So in the video where I picked this up, I said I went to go and look at another car that then was a total pit, and that was a GT4. The intention was to kind of like buy the GT4, and then I really was a bit disheartened, and then that GT4 turned up and I decided to get that, but in order to have the funds to realistically do it and do what I want to do with it, this had to go. So my aim is to wind up with 3 cars: M3 for track car, Celica GT-Four for fun B-road sort of semi-daily, and then a third car, which there is a temporary third car, which you'll all find out about in another video, but it's not mine, and it's not going to stay around for that long. I know it's another car that's not going to stay around for long, but that's because I don't own it. And I'm probably going to wind up just buying some like super cheap, like 500, 600 quid car again, like a cheapy diesel or something like that, for when I do big miles, because I've got a lot of videos I want to film this year with viewers who have offered me cars and things to film that are maybe up in like places like Glasgow and things. So I want to be able to do that and get that done. But the good news is that, you know, in general, don't worry too much about the cars that I actually own, because if you loved seeing this on the channel, well, loads of stuff is still going to happen to this, so we've still bought lots of parts and things that are going to go onto this, and if you love this thing on the channel, well, don't worry about it, because obviously there's going to be loads and loads of Celica GT-Four content, and I have no intention of getting rid of that anytime soon, or the M3, and some really, really big changes are coming for the M3, well, visually anyway. So, and it's going to be my first time doing a really typical YouTuber thing, so I really, really hope you enjoy that. I've been planning that one for a couple of months, and hopefully I'm going to be able to show you that video, well, make that video in the next month or so. So yeah, I just wanted to shoot this video to explain kind of what's going on with all the cars. There you go. This is still on my driveway. This is still, as when this video goes out, I'm still going to have this car for another week or two, because I promised its new owner that I'd get a couple of things done to it for him, and we're still going to do a full review and all sorts of stuff on it. So if you do want to know anything about the 130 or whatever, let me know. It is a fantastic car. I love it. If I could keep it, I would, but I just can't, unfortunately. And I probably will have one another day, but I just couldn't have two BMWs on the drive. As much as I love that, and that's happened before in the past, as a YouTuber, I do want a bit more variety. There we go. I hope that explains it. Thanks, guys.